Hello, little ones. Would you like to hear a story? I've got one for you. From Rolling with Remix. Long ago, the land of Irion was governed by many majestic empires. The humans of the plains, the elves of the forest, the Oreads of the mountains, the Merrow of the oceans, and the kobolds and Okiti taking what was left. But, as is so common amongst all with darkness in their hearts, those who had power would not be satisfied until they had more. War broke out, alliances being made and broken in a second, as the once civilized races slew each other in droves in vain attempts to get one more seat of power. The kobolds, on the brink of annihilation, sought out a new draconic god who would protect them. Instead, they found Jogotha. A powerful and terrible dragon, Jogotha cared not for the suffering of those around him. Taking advantage of the warring continent, Jogotha razed Irion to the ground, seeking to carve a mighty empire in his name. A last desperate alliance stood firm against Jogotha, and after a terrible battle, the dragon was finally slain. With Irion torn apart, and no one in any shape to continue the war, an armistice was reached, and the Great War ended. Now, many years later, Irion has started to rebuild, and the Age of Clockwork has begun. And our unlikely heroes, gathered first to celebrate a harvest festival, may soon find themselves at the center of another war. Trevlon, the halfling bard.
I don't need sleep. All I need is a good case to follow.
Corellian, the kobold paladin.
I will not make the same mistakes again.
Malifane, the half-elf rogue.
I will find them. I will save them. Actions speak louder than words, boy.
Thavagat, the Goliath barbarian.
I am man of simple tastes. Friends. Drink. Cute little bunnies.
And Momo, the Arakakra cleric.
If we have to fight, we will fight together.
From humble beginnings, these brave adventurers may soon find themselves the key to saving the fallen empires.
Last time on Rolling with Remix, Fallen Empires. Jemvik, amused by our hero's attempts at persuading him, put down his crossbow and listened for a while. Trevlon Bluequill once again tried to put all the blame on Morkid Lionbelly, and Jemvik made it clear that they were not allies. He just had bigger concerns than the flailing of the party at the moment. In an attempt to make Jemvik their ally for real, Trevlon vacillated between promising him a seat of power, the whole seat of power, and not really a seat of power, but just dethroning Lionbelly in Port Mirandu. Before Jemvik could get clarification, the guards of Port Mirandu arrived, and the Okitis scattered. Our heroes attempted to sneak away, but were quickly found and brought in for questioning by Giovanni Goldtooth, Grand Aegis of the Guard. He presented the broken lock of the Rat King's cell, and despite our heroes, for some reason, trying to pretend it wasn't them, Giovanni made it clear it was very obviously them, given the fact that there were no groups operating within Irion that matched their description other than them. Goldtooth cited a vast litany of crimes the heroes had committed in their attempts to save Port Mirandu, posing to them the question that if they were wrong and if they couldn't save the city, what was their backup? What was their justification for risking the lives of thousands of people? But while he dismissed Trevlon's accusations against Mayor Linebelly as the ramblings of a conspiracy theorist without proper evidence, it was Momo's impassioned plea that got Goldtooth to sigh and admit that even though our heroes' methods were questionable, they did save the city, for the sake of all the lives in it and not just the Okiti. Promising that when the Okiti returned to Port Mirandu after fleeing it by boat, his first response would not be violence. He let the heroes go. Meeting back up with Annabelle and Dari, our heroes began their trip back to Battenrance Hall, which was mostly uneventful aside from passing a messenger heading to Ashen Allura, and Annabelle revealing she was very much not in favor of traveling by wagon, after a carriage accident killed the man she loved. Back at Battenrance Hall, our heroes stopped to rest and converse with their friends there. Quintessa gave Malifane a comforting hug, and after hearing of his story from Port Mirandu, shared some rumors that she had heard. Apparently, the Marrow were very upset at a breach of contract from the oil rig the kobolds made in the City of Shimmering Lights, and the elves were building several defenses around Ashran Alora, but to the north side, rather than the south, where they would need to build if they were to defend against lizard folk. At the alchemist's lab, meanwhile, someone stole the locking and unlocking device that Annabelle had chained to her door, melting the chain itself with acid and leaving no other trace behind. Soon enough, however, they deduced that the lock-opening device might have been stolen by Mr. Fox to open the locks in the basement trapdoor. And, rushing down there after Jennifer Wheelwright, one of the ghosts of Battenrance Hall, they found a door emblazoned with the sigil of a wolf on it. Their attempts to open the door ended with Torkalin, the hireling running their Arcanist research room, getting bitten. But eventually the door opened to reveal the corpse of a massive, monstrous wolf. And shortly thereafter, the third ghost of Battenrance Hall appeared behind them, Lord Josiah Battenrance himself. Seeming amused, but with an ever-present air of malice, he said that he understood Irion was going to war and would offer his expertise, having defended his hall from several wars in the time he was alive, in exchange for our heroes doing him a favor of some unknown sort. Taking the deal, knowing that Battenrance Hall would soon be caught up in the bloodshed, our heroes went back to rest. Trevlon, however, went back to the library to study Geisel's tome, which, to his surprise, contained his name written in the mad scrawlings. Taken in by an eerie sight, Trevlon found himself transported and lost in an eldritch vision, talking to what claimed to be the personification of knowledge, which offered him great power if he swore to uncover and reveal every secret he knew. Taking the deal, Trevlon found himself bound to a new eldritch pact, and was going to tell the rest of the party as they gathered for breakfast the next morning. Unfortunately, Favagath would not be joining them, having talked with Crocodile, head of the Gladiators Guild, and gone off to what was described as the opportunity of a lifetime. Such revelation did not sit well with Malifane and Momo, who left the breakfast table in tears to process the revelation that their friend would not be joining them on the rest of their adventures. What will be the next war our heroes have to stop? How many more revelations will they find at Battenrance Hall? And how many of those revelations will end with people storming out of the room in shock, fear, or sadness, or all three? Find out on tonight's episode of Rolling with Remix, Fallen Empires.
Hello and welcome to Rolling with Remix, Fallen Empires, the show where everything's made up and sometimes my microphone works. With me, we've got the usual cast of characters. We've got Jojo.
I messed it up, but I still did it!
You
tried
still
very
did
hard.
it, I
did
believe.
Thank
Yeah. We've got Scott.
I've committed a crime against humanity. I have an orange this time.
Oh my god.
I'm so sorry.
You
Get
should
out
be
of my house, you
ashamed.
heathen!
Get out now.
Bye.
There you go. We've got Atlas.
Scott, you better eat that orange like an apple. I dare you. Crunch.
And you better get in hangouts before you do it!
Crunch into the skin of the orange, Scott.
My friend ate a lemon like an apple. It was disturbing to watch.
Oh,
Would it help if I told you I had an apple?
No.
No.
Okay.
And we've got Walrus.
Love Halloween. It is the time of the year to be scared, and I'm scared. And we're all scared, but that's between us and our...
Walrus.
Yes.
Boo.
Well, we just scared Walrus out of existence.
Ah, there he went.
He disintegrated.
Too scared to live.
All right. So, when last we left our heroes, there were a bunch of really dramatic revelations. And then, before they could address too many of them, Bert came down to visit, and Bert's got art now!
Yay!
My boy.
There he is!
There he is.
There
God,
he
what
is.
a man. How low does that crotch go, honey?
Oh,
What?
What?
His
What
pants,
do you even mean?
fucking excuse me!
That's what you choose to focus on?
But I'm
Can
seeing
I
hammer
change
pants.
my intro?
Oh my god, Hammer Pants.
Fallen Empire's cancelled!
You can no longer touch this with your.
Fallen Empire's super cancelled!
There's no more dating simulator. Sorry, that was distasteful. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Zed, we gotta shut it down.
Shut
This
it
is
all
too much.
down.
Shut it down. Shut it. Turn the lights off.
Okay, so, as you all gathered after talking to each other about Davagat leading, Bert leaned into the room and asked, "So, is this a bad time?"
No, not anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fine.
No, it's fine.
Great, because, I had the most fucked up dream last night. See, there was this giant wolf man who walked up to me and was like, "Bah, I am your lord and master. I will give you designs and you will do them." And I was gonna be like, okay, because apparently that's just gonna happen to me these days. But then there was this not horseless lady. She had a horse, but she didn't have a head, who ran in and shot the wolf man in the face, and he just seemed kind of irritated. But then this bird dude came in, pulled out some vines out of nowhere, started like smacking the horse lady with them, and then the wolf man just bitch slapped the ivy bird man, and it was just, I was sitting there dreaming I was watching that for hours, and it was really weird. And then I woke up and there was a list of like battle plans on my desk. I'm starting to think this place is getting to me.
Oh.
Would you like a vacation?
I would very much like a vacation.
Perhaps after our next discussion of important updates to Batman.
So about those plans that you
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're aware of a very long list of stuff. They would be towards the bottom here on the keep upgrades.
Oh. This is new.
Yep.
Well, yes.
Also, just in case you wanted an update on stuff you are currently making, because there's a lot here, the Vault, the Material Goods Merchant, and your Information Network should be done, like, either this afternoon or tomorrow, depending on whether or not you want to keep your priorities on that. We're also still working on an expansion of the wine cellar, clock tower, some furnishing for the taverns, those 2 farms you ordered. Oh, and Mr. Nulad said he really wanted some docks made, so those are being worked on as well.
Cool. That seems very reasonable. Okay. Right.
I feel
Okay.
like we should have siege defense as one of our priorities, perhaps. And maybe the guard tower should be another priority.
Whatever we can do to keep the place safe.
I think it might be an idea to also perhaps try and expand the training ground into something more usable. As much as I do love our current guard forces, it might be good to have some better training area for them.
It's not the biggest, so it would be better to have more people trained than at
Yeah.
this point.
I vote guard tower.
I'll pay for half of that if you pay the other.
Sure, done.
I may make a slightly to be full disclosure, I made a promise to a certain major domo. I'm gonna purchase a mansion expansion. Pardon the pun.
Well, that's
Not
the
even a pun.
expansion.
That's the thing, I'm not actually sure. Out of all of these things that we don't already have, what do you think is best?
You asking me? Or you asking the rest of your friends here?
Bit of both.
Okay. Let's have them give their opinion first.
I mean, trying to see what would be more, I don't want to say useful, but did we put down for an enchantry?
You did not.
I don't think we
had
did.
my eye on that one as well.
It might be an idea to get started on that.
Agreed.
I'd be willing to put some money forward, of course.
I would also.
Shall we split it halves?
Yeah, I can do that.
Groovy.
750 from each of us.
750? Oh, okay, lucky me. 250 from me then.
Yeah, because it's only 1,000.
Yeah.
Oh, pardon me, 500 for each.
There you go.
Yeah,
Damn,
I'm sorry.
I shouldn't have pointed that out. Whoops. Oh well.
I have a personal bias towards the study wing, but if we're only purchasing one, then yeah, the
We'll get so that's what me and Momo have split. I was also thinking, all right, but tavern upgrades. There is a new resident that currently lives in the river that we'd prefer to give a better place to stay and sleep. Is there a way we could possibly make a tank in the tavern?
Tank in the tavern, you're talking about, and after you describe it a little more, he slowly nods. You're talking about, like, what the fiery grog is?
exactly
What the
that.
Fiery Grog had. Yes.
Ooh. Ah, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On second thought, maybe having a house like that instead of a tavern, a house with that feature or something.
I mean, we do kind of have a specialized house like that for the Marrow. If you want to make another one, we could just get another house or try to refurbish one of the empty ones.
Yes.
Maybe refurbish an empty one.
Fair enough,
good to
fair
me.
enough.
Yeah.
If you still want that tank, though, I'd say that's somewhere between basic staff and specialized servants, so probably 500 gold to put something like that in.
I could-
helping pay for that.
You want to go half as my
Sure, I can do that.
groovy? So that's 250 between us.
All right.
Cool, cool, cool.
Right. Okay. Let me see. War. What would that entail?
The war room, just to be clear?
Yes.
Well, you see, war rooms are where people do planning over large scales for battles and stuff. That way, it's a lot easier to gather people and formulate a common strategy rather than just going out there and winging it.
I
want to
would
focus our-
love to help with that.
Yeah. I think that might be a wise purchase. Don't know about
Yeah.
you guys.
Sure, I'll go in.
Me too.
And me three?
Alright.
So that's 800 divided by 3. Shit, what is that?
Would it help if I made it
100.
easier? And
Yes, it would.
That would be
Let's
so
do it.
much easier on the map.
All of us put in 20. 200, I should say.
200, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking in platinum. Sorry.
Alright.
Out of character, I forgot how to convert platinum to gold.
It's
It's tens.
yeah, it's always in steps of 10.
Yeah.
Unless it's
I,
Electrum, in which case, fuck you, it's Electrum.
Screw you, Electrum.
So wait, are we paying in platinum?
No,
I was.
Yeah, if you have any number of currency, I will accept it for the sake of not having to do currency exchange along with real estate.
Thank God I have a currency calculator.
Yeah.
But how many houses and tenements do we have at them?
You got a lot. We got 6 houses. There's one that's for the Marrow, one that a bunch of dwarves who moved in took up, one that Miss Lionforge decided to make her own along with a couple of random people from Farfield. One is just Nalad's sister. She's staying in there. 2 of them are unoccupied, so if you're asking about your mermaid friend, we could try to move her into the Marrow one, but if you need another one converted, that should be easy enough. As for tenements, you got 3 of those.
We're good there, then.
Yeah, you are doing great in tenements.
Okay.
What about Annabelle and... No, wait, never mind. I forget. They came with us. Ignore me.
Hirelings stay in the barracks.
Okay.
And you've got enough room for 60 in the barracks so far. if you wanted to expand it up to 100, we could do that. But anything other than that, we'd have to build a new barracks.
Do we want to put anything into siege defenses?
I was
I
just
would.
about to ask that, so
Yeah, I could
perfect.
do that.
That would definitely help us build, like, a baseline to get everything done. Because freestanding God Tower and nothing around it, that would probably really suck.
Yeah.
Really,
Might be
really
For
suck.
that
Me, I'd be willing to put some money forward.
Yeah, I'll put in two.
as well. So 300 per the three of us.
Will be
333,
333? Yeah, 333.
And then someone else pays one extra or something.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Nice. You are taking one for the team.
Not really.
Right. Can we think of any... Well, Bert, can you think of anything else that might be valuable in our current situation?
You did mention looking at the, converting the training ground into a battle ring?
Yeah, I did. And that would be 1,500 gold. God, I'd be willing to just pay for that if anybody else is, unless anybody else wants to.
I could definitely use some more sparring. I'm fine with that.
I would like to train as well. Do anything I can.
Carillion, you interested?
Maybe I'll pass on this one.
That's cool.
That's 500 for each of us then.
Cool.
Alright then. And he notes that down. Other than that, let's see here. Basic stuff for the mana, you've got almost everything. If you wanted to build up the estate, maybe get a couple of merchants, build up the tavern, that would be nice.
I was going to say, I was saying that the tavern might be an idea as well as the let me think. God. Is our information network in the tavern set up?
Well, depending on where you put your focus for overseeing construction, it'll either be ready and set up by this afternoon or by tomorrow.
Gotcha. Okay. Right. Let me think. Weapons merchant. That might be good. Same as the armor merchant. Both of those things might be wise coming up. What do we think?
Sure.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so that would be gold. 150. So that'd be 750 times 2 divided by 4. So that's a lot.
375 gold each.
375. Groovy. I can do that.
For each of us, yes.
Alright, so that's merchants covered. Estate, mansion, tavern, anything else you pleasure while I'm here?
Let me think.
I'm gonna look over the tavern stuff. Yep.
Let me see. Tavern stuff. Honestly, I'm not actually sure.
I think I'm interested in the secret exit for the tavern, and also an accounting office.
Fair enough.
Accounting, really?
Yeah, I mean, that way tavern can actually, get money back to you, help manage itself.
Fair enough.
Fair. I'd be willing to help pay for that.
What was
Can't really
the
spare any more
first?
money.
A secret exit. So, split by 2, both of those would come out to 275 each between 2 of us, and I'll pay one.
I'd pay one of those as well. So 275 each. Cool. Right.
Alright.
275 each. Cool.
275, okay.
Which one of us
Melvin.
is going to pay? Yeah. Now, are you going to do that, or shall I?
Oh, how much do you have on you right now?
I have 160 platinum and 54 gold. I'm good.
I have 400 platinum and 3,394. Let
You
me
do it.
Damn, it's not
do
a
it.
contest.
There you go.
We are really gonna need that vault by tomorrow, says Bert, looking at all the stuff you're just carrying around in one bag.
Yeah. What do you guys think? We good?
I think we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he writes all the stuff down, pockets his clipboard. I'm here, as always, if you change your mind and want to buy anything else with the frankly absurd amounts of money you're carrying around.
Dragon Hordes do that. It's kind of nuts.
Yeah, they do, says Bert as he walks away.
He really does deserve a vacation.
Yeah, as soon as we get an opportunity for a rest, which I don't think is going to be particularly soon, we're sending him off to some nice...
Oh yes, absolutely. He deserves a break.
Are you all busy right now, by the way?
Not particularly.
Not particularly.
Fantastic, right, okay. This is going to be a whole thing, and Trevlon sits down at, we're presumably in, like, the dining room, yeah?
Yes.
Nice. Trevlon sits down at a table and takes a deep breath and sort of motions people to sit down too.
You are right. This is a bit squirrely.
Yeah, squirrely is the word for it. I'm okay. I'm kind of worried about how this is going to go for you. Corellian, you know how I said... Okay, no, it's not going to be like that. Corellian, you know how I said that I had some pretty sort of intense news, and I didn't realize that Thad was going to leave, and it's kind of a bit of a competition to see whose is worse?
I mean, it's not a competition, but yes, I remember.
Well, I'm making it a competition. Mine's worse. That's a joke.
I'm fine.
Hopefully it's a joke. I really hope it's a joke. Anyway,
If it's worse than Thav's news, then...
Okay, right.
I'm a little nervous now.
Don't worry about it. It's actually not as... I'm making it worse. Anyway, you know that book I've been reading?
The one with written in our Cochrane language?
The one by Guy.
The weird... Yeah, the one with the infinite pages and the whatnot and the weirdness,
Right.
and the one with Geisel in it.
Yes.
So, turns out...
Contents of that.
Yeah, I was too. Last night I had a pretty fun experience. Book had my name in it this time, and by the time I scrolled a few pages forward, I met someone, whatever it was. I made a deal with it. And Trevlon unrolls his sleeve, revealing the weird morphing tattoo of words.
You reveal
on his arm.
your arm.
Yeah.
Everyone else looks at it and sees your arm.
Oh.
Feel like we all collectively lean in and then all lean back.
Have you been gaining muscle, or...?
No.
Did you get a
Come on.
tattoo?
Can I see it, Alec?
You can absolutely see it, Chevlon.
Convenient. Okay. Well, I guess... Okay, that's a good start. So it's not particularly visible. Fantastic. Okay, full disclosure. I made a
Trevlon,
deal.
are you alright?
Yes, I'm fine. Listen to me. I'm fine.
Let him
But
speak.
I made a deal with something in the book. Whatever it was, it basically knows everything. And it wanted to help me. As long as I wrote down what was happening around me in the book. That was it. And gotta say, I feel something. And I'm pretty sure it's good. For me, I think. It's a really confusing situation. I think I made a terrible deal with an eldritch beast, but at the moment it's going okay.
What?
That's what I assume happened.
Alex, is
Yes.
Trevlon going crazy?
Well, he does look like he didn't get a lot of sleep last night.
Can
You're not going to have
what
me
would
roll
I-
insight, are you?
I don't like making people roll insight against other player characters.
I'll tell you this.
Yeah, you did
I'll
that
tell
about the tar stench.
I'll tell you this, I'll tell you this, Mal. Trev looks a little sort of haphazard, but he totally believes what he's saying. Crap, I don't know how to show you this.
I'm gonna roll to see how much Mal believes this.
Okay, fair enough.
Alright, insight. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, with an 11 insight, basic.
Basic shit.
So, let me get this straight. You were reading the book, you
Yes.
met some entity, and you
Yes.
made a deal with it, and now it knows everything about you?
I get the impression it knows everything about everything. And it certainly knows a lot about me now, because I basically poured my soul into it. Not like literally, I wrote kind of a lot of things.
You said there were markings.
Yeah. Yes.
If you tried, could you possibly trace them? We can-
So if you're
Alex.
referring to
I'm sorry, go ahead.
if you're referring to the ones on my arm, it would be a bit difficult. It's kind of like trying to trace a moving bird in the sky. It doesn't sit still.
I want to believe you, Treblon, but
Momo kind of like reaches for Trev's arm, and he kind of like puts his hand on it. Does he feel anything? Like any weird moving or anything?
You know what? For the sake of making this full creepy, I can say you can feel like there's something wriggling under the skin of Chevlon's arm.
Momo like,
Yeah.
what the hell
right?
did you do?
I told you, I kind of just wrote stuff into the thing, and it made
Your
my
arm, what's in there?
words, just random letters and words. And,
Words? Just
yeah,
let me ask you something.
why did you do that?
Wait.
What
Well,
purpose?
yes, first of all,
I'll tell you why. I have to come to terms with the fact that I am good at some things. I'm good at talking to people. I'm good at journalism, and I guess I'm good at being myself, but I am not the best at damage, at strength, at doing powerful magic that's gonna basically make creatures piss. You all have immense strength at the moment. Momo, you have, you can bring people back to life, and you have the ability to cast fireballs that are immense. Mal, you...
Accident.
I'm not just referring to the one you throw at us. Mal, you are an immensely clever rogue, and one who is extremely good at getting not seen, and also making sure that the people who do see you stop seeing you very quickly. And Corellian, I mean, hell, you've got a new fancy set of plate armor, and you're already immensely strong as it stands. And
Don't
what
need to flatter me. You're
It's
just as
I'm not-
good as any of us.
I wasn't. I really wasn't. The fiery grog burned, and it's because I didn't see it coming, and I couldn't have stopped it.
None of us saw
Not
it
like-
coming.
I get
None
the
of us knew it was
impression,
going to happen.
but this is the thing. This creature, this thing inside the book, knows basically everything. And the way I see it, if I can work alongside it, I might have the upper hand over Rankle, over anything that him and his army of darkness might throw at us.
Malifane gets up from his chair. All right, I need to blow off some steam. You want to figure out what this thing is capable of? I need to get some sparring in. Why don't we figure it out ourselves?
You want...
That's a brilliant idea, actually.
Oh my
Trevlon stands up and
We have access to the training grounds. I'd
We
certainly
do.
give it a shot.
yeah, I would I'd like to try something out. I don't know what it is, but I have a hunch that I might be able to cast something.
Well,
Something what?
Fun, powerful, ooh, spooky, and good at doing. And if you're there, Mal, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to hit you because you're good at not being hit.
We'll certainly give that a shot. And,
Yeah.
I'm sure
well,
we're all going.
Huh. Okay then. Right.
You think we'd let a show match like this happen and not view it at least? Come on.
Fair play. You know what? Fair play. Cool.
I'm also going to be.
I guess we're doing this.
I will warn you though, I haven't exactly been slacking off since I last fought any of you guys. I've been practicing. I've learned a few new skills.
You've got a few new tricks up your sleeve. Well, I've got a new just arm, basically, so let's go with it.
Let's see what it's capable of.
Okay. You all step out and head towards the battle ring. Off in the corner, away from most of the people who are currently sparring in the ring, are Bert and Julian, who are in the middle of what looks to be a very animated conversation on Julian's side. Other than that, though, no one seems to really take much notice other than a casual glance your way, maybe a small nod and a wave.
What's going on? Mal looks to Bert and Julian.
So, apparently, since Thavagat isn't here, that gives everyone just the right to just convert what was going to be a great battle ring for the Gladiators Guild into a training ground for war. And then Bert says, yes, that is exactly what I said.
Hold on, give me a second. Krellin will sort of head on over.
Alright.
Julian, we know this is your project, your baby, but you do have to know, and we owe you the knowledge of the fact that there is civil war coming to Irion. A lot of really bad shit went down in Port Mirandu, and in order to keep everyone here safe, we need to do as much as we can. And, after this all blows over, and I mean, this isn't going to stop you from using the battle ring at all, but, once this is all over and done with, then it can go back to being what you intended it for it to be. But right now, we just need to make sure that everything is as prepared as we can get for when this war eventually comes to us.
Fine. I get it, he says, throwing up his hands and storming off, muttering to himself.
Does he actually get it? Does he look like he's
Insight check.
hit? Okay.
Oh dear.
Give me a moment.
You want some help on?
Given that
never
he's
mind.
had
There you go.
conversations now with Bert and from you, who both have way more representation over what gets built on the land than he does, you think he does get it and is just very unhappy about it.
Rim. Aw.
Poor guy.
I think that went well.
We'll, find a way to smooth it over or something. Sorry about that, Bert.
It happens. Anyway, you better get your training in while you can. Total conversion of this place might leave it closed for a couple of days.
Understandable.
Thanks for
Let's
that.
do it.
Alright. You all find a little square of the battle ring where there's not currently people sparring, and square off.
Square up.
All right.
How are we
I'm
going to
watching,
go
by the
about
way.
this? Do we not have any? Okay.
I do not have a map for the battle ring.
That is
Just
fair.
use your imagination.
Are you watching as well, Momo?
Yeah, I actually wanted to help too.
Fair. Right.
Help.
How does
I
one help
cast
inspire?
Fireball to help!
He wanted to test out some new spells too, so.
Right. Okay. Mal, are you prepared for some fun times?
Mal reaches for an arrow and just throws it into the ground and says, I am. Are you sure you are, though?
I can't tell if that was like a jab. Well, yeah, sure. I think I'm up for it. I'm going to take that as.
I'm just saying that, given what happened, I don't know, you just looked like you were a little bit more, exhausted than usual, I guess. Frazzled. That's a good word.
He didn't say frazzled. He said fragile. And
I said rattled, but
rattled.
I mean,
Man, our ears are great right now.
fine. I'm yelling from like over here. I'll
Thank you for
enunciate
your
better
words.
next time.
Thank you for your words.
I mean, I do feel a bit weird, but I have a good feeling about this next thing. And
Really?
Trevlon takes out his pen, aims it at Malifane, and casts Eldritch Blast.
All right. There's a crackle and a roar as this stream of jagged, inky black energy bursts out from the tip of Trevlon's pen, screaming through the air, going in random directions, and I believe that will strike Malifane.
Holy shit.
Roll for damage. I don't think that's right. Oh wait, no, that's right, because you need an Eldritch Invocation to add your modifier to that. So
yeah,
it looked really scary, Malifane. But then it hits you, and it's mostly the screaming that hurts.
Well, that was certainly. I'm
not done yet, mate. I think there's another one coming. Hold up, just give. Because I can do this because Eldritch Blast allows me to do this.
Really quickly,
Yeah.
it was wrong. You get 2 beams because you're level.
Yeah, he's gonna do it again. I think that's what he was saying.
Okay.
I see.
Yeah. For some reason, my character sheet was freaking out. But here's another one.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, okay
Yeah.
then.
This one also goes screaming through the air and hits Malifane. And this one, when it hits, seems to just whack Malifane in the chest with pure magical energy and willpower. This, it doesn't particularly hurt any more than, say, a massive fireball directly to the face would, but it is not a pleasant sensation.
Let me look at something real quick. Wait, where's my... Oh, here it is. Okay. Uncanny dodge that? Sure. Shit, I accidentally X'd out of Roll20 for some reason.
There
You smart cookie, you.
All
Hell
right.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't think that was smart. That just happened.
That
Fair enough.
just happened.
Silly.
As the noise fills the air from the Eldritch Blasts, some of the other sparring stops and heads slowly turn Trevlon's way.
So, between the conversation that we had before the battle and the Eldritch Blast, do you think a minute has passed, Alex?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, that was certainly quite a bit of razzle-dazzle, but there's one thing that there was that question I asked you.
Yes.
Just be sure to notice the little things, Trevlon.
You got it.
And the bow that was launched into the ground launches a smoke bomb.
Oh,
Oh.
right. I see. Okay, this is going to be...
You thought that was flavor text.
I did, but it was... Now we're smoky.
Wow, this is a really great view.
Yeah, how exactly are you going to find me, mate? Wait, I should shut up, shouldn't I?
Malifane stays quiet.
Oh, dear. Okay.
If it operates like fog cloud, creatures from in the smoke cloud can see each other, but not out of and not into, and vice versa.
That is okay.
I may need to reread it, but other than that, yeah, Trevlon's not exactly being stealthy, Malifane.
That is okay.
All right. Okay, I'm a little confused as to what you're going to do next. You have smoked me, sir. Now, actually...
Only because he asked, Malifane dashes towards him and attacks him with his rapier. And because of a new little skill. Oh, come on. This mouse is not great. Keep escaping.
There it goes again.
So, as I am sorry, gosh. You know what? Fuck this. For the battle, I'm gonna use my trackpad. So, because of a new little feat that I have, or skill I have, by the name of Rakish Audacity, we are the only ones in the arena, are we not?
For smoke bomb purposes, yeah.
Well, I just dashed towards him, and he is the only creature within 5 feet of me. So, I guess if I make this attack, then...
Then you're gonna get sneak attack against Trev.
Yeah, I am.
Oh yeah, that's gonna hit him.
Oh dear.
Do this. I've been waiting for this.
I've been waiting for this.
Oof.
All right. I would like to use shit. Is it for cutting words? Do you have to use it before you do the attack?
Can you click on cutting words for me so I can read it?
Here you go.
Yep. Whenever a creature you can see makes an attack, ability, or damage roll. So yeah, that's a damage roll. You can roll to subtract damage from that.
Perfect. I will do that. So that's a D. Not bad. So just 15. That still hurts.
Base damage, yeah. And I think I will also use fancy footwork to run back into the smoke cloud without provoking opportunity attack.
There he goes.
That wasn't a bad move. Would I be... Okay, first of all, in this smoke cloud, do I know where Malifane is?
Make a perception check.
That's a good question. That's a good thing to ask. Whoop.
Yeah, you can kind of see the whooshing of smoke and get a good idea of where he ran. So yeah, I'll say you can see Malifane.
Fair enough.
As Trevlon notices Malifane, Trevlon sort of chuckles in the smoke cloud, and now you hear a voice in your head that goes, "Okay, I'll give you that. That was a good shot. I hope you... Sorry. I should clarify. You can do this now."
Weakened mind. Gives you ability to touch the mind of other creatures. But the creature must...
So it's just message, except I don't need a point.
That's so cool!
It's shorter range message.
Yeah. And Trevlon, knowing where Malifane is, casts...
Wisdom saving throw of DC 16. Okay. Cool. So what am I just rolling a d20 or?
Your wisdom save.
Wisdom save. Okay.
You got it, buddy. I think you can manage this.
Nope.
Oh,
No, you can't.
All right.
All right. After you hear Chedlon's voice in your head, shortly thereafter, you hear... And the sound of whatever the hell that was just racks your mind with pain, so you take 6 psychic damage, and
Of course, since I can't see him, I can't dodge that.
you can't. I also don't think Uncanny Dodge works on saving throw attacks.
That's true. That's fair. That's fair.
And you must immediately use your reaction to move as far as your speed allows away from Trevlon.
Not that that matters because there is no map. So
Yep. So you just run out of the smoke cloud.
well played.
Trevlon, as this is happening, sort of saunters out of the smoke cloud as well. You know, I gotta say, that smoke cloud thing is a little irritating. I think it'll do good when you're fighting somebody. It will kill. Hopefully not literally, in your case.
Yeah, it will kill, says
The guy
says
who killed-
Trevlon, who went into a smoke cloud and yelled Marco.
Yeah. Remind me to offer you an apology later for something.
Oh, I'm sure this is gonna suck.
Oh, not recent. Anyways, Mal is going to charge over yet again and just attempt the same thing because it worked so well last time.
Yeah, why not?
Let's go, Crescent Blade. Damn.
Well, that'll hit it.
Pretty sure that's gonna hit.
Yeah.
And I see no reason to stop doing this.
Fair enough. Another bardic inspiration. That's not as good.
Bardic
But,
inspiration.
well, cutting words, whatever.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Cutting words, which I assume is Chevlon just looking at you and telepathically saying, bitch.
Dick.
Bitch.
Malifane is just going to stay close because ranged spell attacks will have disadvantage in close quarters, so he's just going to stay right up in his face.
I really don't enjoy how you're here. One moment, and Trevlon quickly whips out his book, and you can see him reading from it. You can see him reading something, and Trevlon casts this.
Alright. So using 5 of the 10 charges from the book, you cast Compulsion, and as you do so, Trevlon, your eyes start, leaking tears of ink, and then you find yourself speaking in eldritch tongues with ink coming out of your mouth as you do. And all the other sparring stops as the guards and hirelings that were there stare at the sight and run screaming. So,
was this everyone? I was meaning to make it just Mal.
well, you are targeting just Mel, but you're still doing freaky eldritch shit right in front of these people.
Fair. This is going as well as I planned.
Malifane, I'm gonna need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
DC 16,
I'm just
baby.
looking at the effect real quickly. 1 second.
Okay.
See if it can't be charmed. I have advanced. Wait. Ancestry. I have advantage on saving throws against being charmed. I am not immune to being charmed. Okay.
Okay.
D16, do it. Wisdom.
Hey.
Hey!
Hey.
You did it.
You got it. Well, you didn't even need advantage. Fuck it.
So, what happens then, or does nothing happen?
Looks like
Nothing happens, it looks like.
Well, that was freaky.
what did I even do? I just kind of read the words and then kind of blacked out for a little bit, and then you're here. I thought I was supposed to make you move. Is that what the book says? Where is everyone?
Momo was kind of backed up, his eyes are wide with terror.
So,
He's got his hands up,
So, I'm gonna have some questions later. I do have a question right now, though.
Yes? Oh, another one. Fantastic.
Yes.
That's not
did
a
it
question.
Let me double check Chevlon's AC, because I think,
I'm 13.
yeah, 13, that's
better
gonna
armor.
hit.
Just as he strikes, he says, "Why aren't you dodging?"
Trevlon, I thought I didn't need to dodge because I thought you were going to piss off. And I guess I'm going to use another D8 for this.
Yep.
Because otherwise I'm going to go down. Woof. Yeah, 16. That ain't
That isn't great.
Your foes aren't going to give you an opportunity to rest. You have to take advantage of things like this.
fair play. I'm just thinking what to try this time. I guess a worse Dissonant Whispers. And by that I mean a more horrible Dissonant Whispers.
Welp.
Okay.
Ooh.
You gotta be kidding me.
So that is half damage from that, so 8 total.
8 total? Alright.
Mm-hmm.
66, 65, 64,
I mean, Chevlon's
63.
saying and looking very spooky, but you don't feel the need to run this time.
I mean,
And you said saving throws don't take dodge, right?
Saving throws don't take uncanny dodge.
Right. Malifane is just going to take the hilt of the blade and just see if he can just end this by conking him.
I think it probably will work. Yep.
Yep.
Consider me conked. Oof. You're running, that would have conked the hell out of me.
So sneak attack is a 4d6. You got a 6, 6, 6, and a 5. Jesus Christ!
This really is October.
Spooky as fuck.
I love spooky.
Bonk! Trevlon immediately just goes down in a heap.
Mal holds the blade, but he just stops right at the neck, as if to say, "Good game" or "Good duel."
I mean, he's unconscious.
Yeah, you.
Conscious, or is he just down?
Yeah, I'm unconscious. You knocked me out.
I'm gonna run over there and cast Cure Wounds.
You know, Malifane, you were at a natural advantage against him, like, from the beginning.
Hey, he's got to keep practicing. I understand, but
Oh god! Wow, that
Really what
that
good
hurt.
at. I mean, I don't know what else
Are you
you
alright?
expected in terms of
Oh, I'm perfectly fine, Momo. Thank you for the asking. Ow, Malifane. Ow.
I know you're trying. And for what
Yeah.
it's worth, that was a good effort. But you need to know you need to understand, people aren't going to give you an opportunity to back off. You need to know the fight inside and out.
Oh, that was what the hell. That was what the friggin' trying to make you run away was, and I guess it just didn't work because you're a
Well,
smarty pants.
It was a
This
good
wasn't-
attempt.
This wasn't necessarily realistic, Malifane. Because if it was, then you'd have to deal with someone like me in between you and Trevlon.
And keep in mind, I was trying not to kill you. I could just fireball you like twice, or turn you into a frog.
Then why didn't you?
Because I like you, and I wanted to try out my new stuff.
This is no... I
This
understand.
isn't an actual enemy battle, Malifane. We're just practicing. We're not actually trying to each other.
We're in the middle of a war. Nothing is
Then
gonna
that's
be...
when we'll hurt people, not each other. We have to keep each other safe. Don't go
I'm just
showing
saying-
off just so you can show off how strong you are. That's not
This
fair
isn't a
to,
means-
to any of us.
It's not a means of showing off. I'm
Kind of
just saying
sounded
that
like you were.
life is no holds barred sometimes.
Okay, hold up. I sense tension, and I just want to say, it's all good. I get the impression that I'm probably going to have to explain myself to basically everybody who lives here after... What even happened? What did I look like?
Black tears, and you were just saying tongues. It was really scary.
Remember what the spellbook
what
golem
was that?
sounded like?
Ooh, I do remember that. That sounded horrifying. Did I
That's what
sound
you
like
sounded
that?
like.
A little,
Oh,
really.
You know, it might not be a good idea to come clean to people or tell them exactly what happened. That might not be such a good, yeah.
I don't think this is... I think I made the right... Never mind. Okay, point is, good game. You kicked my ass royally. I need to...
Malfane helps him up.
Thank you. And Trevlon brushes himself off. I need to try and contact someone. Like, now. I have a feeling that the book's going to help me do that. So...
Who?
Vivira, I need to make sure she's safe.
Alex,
Yes?
I would like to cast a spell, but I don't want anyone to know that I am.
Okay.
It is a new spell.
Alright.
It is called... I don't know how to pronounce this. Let me cast it.
Scrying.
Scrying.
Ah,
And I want to... Did you say Vivira?
yeah.
Okay. I want to try and see where she is.
Okay, well, scrying has both verbal and somatic components, so you'd be waving your arms around and chanting to do it. You'd also need a focus worth at least 1,000 gold pieces, but I'll say that because it doesn't specify it's consumed, and I don't like keeping track of individual focuses, I'm fine with that. Because you've got an
Thank
absurd
you.
amount of money already. If you want to cast it without being noticed, you'd have to get away from everybody.
What's your sitch, homie?
Are you sure there aren't any other material components?
Focus worth 1,000 gold pieces, such as crystal ball, silver mirror, font filled with holy water, anything
Okay,
that
such
can have a
as.
reflection. Basically.
Do we have anything like that? That's out of character.
Like I said, out
Yeah.
of character, keeping track of whatever the material component they specify in is a bitch.
Fair enough.
You've got absurd amounts of money. I can just assume that if
got
you
that.
cared about getting material components, you could.
Have I ever told you how much I love your house rules, Alex?
You have.
It's
well,
good.
I'm going to tell you again.
Very good.
I love your house rules.
I agree with Scott. So yeah, Momo, you gonna cast that thing, or are you gonna wait till I'm not around?
I think Jojo's internet died.
Oh no!
Oh no!
God.
No.
I guess Momo left.
Hangout, so
Jojo, you did die. Just put that in the chat. Well, I guess until then, Trevlon sort of coughs politely, looks around. Yep, they did. F.
I'm back.
Welcome
There
back.
you go. Did you hear what we were
Okay.
saying about Scrying?
No.
Yang.
I know about the thing that you need to use as reflection. That's all I got before I
Yeah.
disintegrated.
Yeah. You would need to do this. There's no way of doing this stealthily, basically, unless you do it away from us.
Okay, never mind. I take my chest plate of armor and I use that as the reflection. And I cast a spell.
All right. The casting time is 10 minutes, so while you're doing this, everyone just stares as you remove your armor, stare deeply into it, and your amulet starts glowing as you chant and wave your arms around. It's 10 minutes, so does anyone want to ask him what the fuck he's doing?
I mean,
What the fuck are you doing?
I learned a new thing where I can see where someone is as long as they're on the same material plane, and I wanted to help.
Oh. Interest. Good to know.
It takes a little bit, so sorry.
For some reason, you don't need to explain it. I get the idea of what you might be.
How long does it take?
I think about 10 minutes.
You're waving your arms around for 10 minutes?
I get tired.
I'll get used to it.
I hope so. Just saying, the thing I was going to do is going to take like far less time. So, oh, sorry, that was mean. I apologize. That was a joke.
I just wanted to help, okay?
It's okay. Just
Can I stop?
no, don't stop. You can do it. That's fine.
You're gonna be a Mr. Sassafras, and I won't.
You just keep going. It's fine.
That reminds me. Sorry about the smoke bomb a little way back.
Hey, there's no worries there. Did you mean that smoke bomb?
No, not that smoke bomb.
Oh, you mean the one where I died? Yeah, I remember that.
You just see Caroline wince real hard.
I'm alive. It's fine. Listen, mate.
Yeah, you're alive.
You don't need to blame yourself for that. Please don't, in fact. Things happen. And I don't hold you responsible for my blunder. I mean, hell, I was the one yelling Marco in the freaking smoke. I could have gotten through there completely fine if I hadn't done that.
Doesn't change the fact that a life was lost in the process. I could have avoided that, but I let my emotions get the better of me.
Alex, does Trevlin know that Mal did that?
I believe you were dead at the time.
Everyone else knows it, but yeah.
What do you mean? I'm alive. It's fine.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
1 second. Trevlin squints. Very hard.
Here's the thing. When that happened, I guess I just lost my temper. The ones we were fighting down in the... Wait. Out of character. Where? I blanked out. Wait, it was at the...
Deal.
Sorry?
The jails in Murdeal.
Thank you.
Jails and Murdeal, baby.
Right. The kobolds we were fighting back in Murdeal, This... I may have taken a life.
I see. Well, it would be ruddy, hypocritical of me if I were to judge you for that, Malifane. I completely understand. And... you know that guilt you feel right now? It's really hard. But... you know what you did. You know what you feel about what you did, so... I've got two things to say. If you feel like you genuinely did something wrong, then it happened. And you know that it happened, and you know that it was wrong. And instead of sitting with that guilt, you've just gotta accept it. And accept that you're gonna try to make sure it doesn't happen again.
What if it does?
If it does...
you can't exactly say you're sorry to a corpse now, can you?
No, you can't. Which is why I can imagine that trying to convince yourself, trying to tell yourself that it won't happen again is scary. Because that's a hell of a promise to make. And to you, I can imagine it's a hell of a thing to do. Malifane, guilt only gets you so far. It's good for letting you know that you've done something wrong, but it won't compel you. It won't make you do better. You make you do better. The guilt, it just makes you feel bad. So, here's the thing. I personally don't blame you for what you did. But if you feel like it was bad, then okay. But you've got to accept it was what happened. And you've got to accept that you're going to try to do better next time. And that's enough. Okay?
I just hope I can keep that promise. But okay.
Malifane, do you know how many pacifists I've met in this whole realm?
I can't imagine many.
No, not many at all. Which is why I have immense respect for you, and I trust that you're going to do the right thing, because Murdeal wasn't easy for anyone. And I would have been impressed if we got through that and you hadn't taken a life. If any of us hadn't taken a life.
Mama kind of like looks away.
I'm not saying that it's a good thing. I'm just saying I trust that you will keep trying. And I trust that you're going to do good. Because I know you, Malifane. And I know that you are perhaps more determined than most people, period.
You're a good man, Trevlon.
I know I am. I'm great at people. This is my thing. Yeah!
Okay. Don't cocky.
I would presume that by this point, Momo's thing has done its thing.
Yeah, I'll say that by then, Momo will have successfully done Scrying, and technically, Vivira does not know you're casting Scrying and needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Ah, frick.
Oh no!
Alright, so...
This could go one of two ways.
So,
I'm afraid.
It went the way where Scrying works, thankfully.
Woo!
Yeah. Basically, if Vivira got higher than your save, you would have spent 10 minutes waving your arms around and being like, sorry, guy, I got nothing.
Well, we tried.
You did.
Alright. So, Momo, as you stare deeply into the reflection, your senses around you, sight and hearing mostly, slowly start to fade, and they come up. Let me actually get an appropriate music track for this, because why not?
Oh, okay.
Oh dear.
I feel so special.
I'm scared.
I'm curious now.
Happiness noise.
You start hearing and seeing a massive throng of people around one of the gates into Port Mirandu, very slowly lining up to get allowed back in, fill out customs and paperwork and all that. And Mavira, very small halfling Mavira, is in the middle of the crowd being squished in together with a lot of other people, pushing and shoving their way past the very nice halfling student to try and get back into the city.
Oh. Does she look okay?
Good question.
Health-wise, she looks to be absolutely fine. Emotion-wise, she looks to be pretty grumpy, but anyone who's waiting in that line would be.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Are we saying all this?
I was going to ask if we can ask Momo questions whilst they're doing.
It doesn't specify you can't see or hear what's around you, just that you can see or hear through the sensor as if you were there. So yeah, I can assume Momo can see and hear you too, if he looks away. The answer to your question is yes, you can ask questions of Momo.
Walrus?
Walrus?
I can't believe.
Walrus?
Oh god.
I spread my curse.
Oh god, no!
No!
That shit hurted.
Heard it?
What happened? What happened?
I would love to know what happened.
I think my internet
Apparently
just
you just used scrying.
I just used die and I died.
Our word kill on Trevlon's internet. I mean, on Walrus's internet.
Yeah. As I was going to say to Momo, can he see Guglug?
You cannot
Can
see
I see-
Guglug, Momo.
Oh no.
That's a good thing in my book.
No, I can't see him anywhere.
You know, not to be rude to the guy, but I kind of glad about. Okay. Okay, that's. Whew, right. Well, family safe, all good.
Yeah, Vera looks to be fine, and she's a little grumpy because she's in a line to get back into the city. I mean, anyone would be grumpy in that situation.
Yeah, I would be.
Amen to that.
Right.
Poor thing's getting squished.
So, sparring went great. Trevlon looks around at the empty battle ring.
Yeah, next time I'll remember to go easier.
Next time, I'll remember to stop being so creepy, or at the very least, be quite sneaky about it. I'll be like, shh, I'm not actually an eldritch beast, you know nothing.
Very convincing.
Right.
I believe it.
I don't know about you, but I'm interested in making sure that the things at the tavern kind of get made. That information thing sounds my alley. And I also think it might be an opportunity to try and dispel some fear against me, if people are there. Okay, listen. There's no better way to convince people that you're cool than buying them a drink and playing them a nice song. That is the bard bit, basically.
Alright, but I'm going with you.
Fine, that's okay. I don't necessarily.
That rant.
Okay, guess I need a chaperone because I'm too creepy to be allowed out.
Well,
Okay.
fine. Fine.
No.
I mean, if you want to go
I
on
like
your
friends.
own, then
I need
it's
friends.
completely
Please come
alright.
with me. Please come with me.
Alright,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
All right. Anyone else heading down to the tavern?
I mean,
I know you're not going to partake, Malifane, but are you heading down for the company?
Oh no, it's not that. I was. there were even any other options, or...
There are plenty of other options. There's going around checking on how people are doing. I will say that I do have plans if you just want to go somewhere that's not the tavern.
Now I kind of want to know what those plans are, but...
Do the plans.
Well, I mean, if we supervise construction, it goes faster. There's
That is true. That is true.
Cool. Also, I made some executive decisions on what to supervise when you got home last session. Currently, what's being supervised are the vault, the wine cellar expansion, the information network, and the material goods merchant. Strictly speaking, you could stop supervising material goods, information, and vault, and they would still be done by tomorrow.
Oh. Well, I was going to check on in the information network, but since you say that, Gosh, I actually don't know.
I'll go with Carillion and travel into the tavern.
Okay.
Fuck it. I don't want Malifane to be by himself.
All right. You all head over to the Noble Stoat, and for the first time since you built the damn thing, you take a step inside. It's a pretty nice place. There are a fair number of people gathered here. Looks to be a bunch of travelers and adventurers and the like, swapping stories. Most of them still dressed in like full cloaks and gear. They make an insight check so you can get a better idea of what they're doing besides shooting the shit and drinking.
I'm on it.
Cool.
You got it.
I mean, you can hear things very well, Malifane, even by rolling a 2 and then adding that 11. You can tell that basically these people are treating the Noble Stoat as a by-the-road stop rather than any place to settle down. You would wager that with an information network, the number of adventurers that come here and actually talk about more substantial rumors or stay for longer would increase, but that's not ready yet. It'll be ready in either a few hours or by tomorrow, depending on whether or not you want to speed up and oversee the process of this.
Well, I know where I'm going next.
Excellent. Yeah, and as the people talk, one very pretty lanky young human dressed in a tacky-looking sailor's outfit walks by, hands out a couple of plates, sees you walk in, walks over. Hello, strangers. Are you looking for a table here?
We are indeed.
Ah, excellent. Well, lucky you. This is a North Hour. We're not packed quite yet. Plenty of room for you. Right this way, come on. And he leads you over to sit down at a table. As you sit down, he starts handing out pictures of wine flights and beer glasses. This is what we have on tap. I find visual representation is a whole lot better than just put in a list of menu items. My name's Wickby, if you need anything. And I will be very busy and right back, he says, running off.
He seems nice.
Tavern life is always the same.
Pardon me for saying, but he's pretty cute.
Well, alright, fair enough. I wasn't gonna say it, but...
We were all thinking it.
Yeah, fine.
Well, I guess I know where you're looking.
I look everywhere. I know everything.
Momo.
Oh, fair enough.
What?
Right.
What?
Is there any particular decor of any sort?
There is the decor that you bought. The windows are shuttered and can be opened and closed. Currently, they're a little bit open to let the sunlight in. Most of the decor was outside with an animal trough and a dining and smoking area. Let me double check, because you could have bought the roof garden, but you didn't, so yeah, it's basically that. And Wickby runs over. Apologies for the mess in here. Apparently people who own the grounds ordered some new furnishing, so we're having to switch that out. Should be done about 7 days, assuming that none of them show up to oversee the place.
Thanks for the update.
Fair.
Right. Yes, sorry?
one flight of each. One of the wine, one of the beer.
All right, coming right up, he says. That would be, he counts each of you out. That would be 6 gold each.
Got it, boss.
I've got it. Okay.
All right. He happily takes the gold. Much obliged, strangers, and runs off back towards the back kitchen.
So wine doesn't have a lot of alcohol in it, does it?
Depends on which one you try, I think.
It depends on how much you drink.
How long
Also
it's been
true.
aged.
All right.
Fermentation, that's good.
A couple minutes later, Wickby comes out, carefully balancing a tray, setting it down on the table. And here we are, strangers. A little flight of finest beer we have on tap, and our specialty today, the apple wine.
Ooh.
Oh,
I'll tip him 2 pieces of gold on top of the payment.
Much obliged, strangers.
I can hear the smile in your voice, Atlas.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Perfect.
Momo also tips in like 2 gold.
He is certainly not going to turn down the continuous stream of tips coming his way.
He deserves them. He's so adorable.
So, if I might ask, what brings you to this little humble corner of Irion?
We live here, basically.
Wickby just stares. Oh, they never gave me a description of the place.
Oh. Fair.
Well, this is very awkward, because I think I just charged the people who own this place in order to get a drink.
No.
No,
Listen.
always happy to pay.
Please.
Listen. Yeah. I
It
may.
wouldn't be fair if he didn't.
Yeah. We gotta be like everybody else. And that's how
All
we
goes
take it.
back into the estate anyway, so...
Yeah, we're not losing anything.
Well, when you put it that way, you are technically losing the maintenance and upkeep costs, because running a tavern is very hard.
Shit. Well, I guess you win in the end. Damn tavern.
As always wins, says Wickby.
He's so adorable. I love him.
Trevlon takes a drink of the beer and sort of politely coughs and says, "Excuse me, Wickby. What sort of people have been passing through recently, if you don't mind me asking?"
Well, a lot of the adventuring type people what are looking for quests, which I guess is what they call work, because they don't want to work at a tavern like all the rest of us. Some of them found odd jobs and moved off to like the elves or the dwarves or what have you. I think one of them might still be in here if you're looking for a hireling or something like that. Let me see if I recall what his name is. Rolling to see which one is in here.
Oh,
While
shit.
he's doing that, Mal is going to hesitate for a moment before taking a sip of the wine.
It does indeed taste like apples.
Mal puts down 3 gold.
I got the impression you'd like this.
Fucking called it.
All
I
right.
knew it.
Elven woman, name of Aranasamak here. There's 2 eyes in it, and I had to give a signature, so I know how it's spelled.
Well, usually elves have 2 eyes, so that doesn't surprise.
Sometimes. Wickby turns around, looks over the tables, points to one of them, and you see a copper-skinned female elf with black hair, silver eyes, and a great sword slung across her back. That would be her.
Can I roll insight to figure out what her deal is?
Absolutely.
I'll
Hey.
give you inspiration.
Would you like... Oh,
I'll give
You mean advantage?
Advantage, rather.
That's what I meant. Thank you.
Nope. Oh.
Just by having her pointed out, you don't know what Aranis' deal is. And then
I
after
am going
Wickby...
to- Sorry.
Alright, yeah, you can go ahead, and after you do, Wickby has another thing to point out.
There we
That'll
go.
do it.
Alright, judging by her frame, she looks like she's about 100 pounds soaking wet, Malifane, but she's also carrying a great sword. Given that you have seen the way some elves, namely Ravenala, fight, you would wager a guess that Aranis is also a barbarian in her fighting style. though perhaps not as, well, battle-focused or experienced as Ravanala.
Well, I know someone who would have liked this one.
Right? And
That's all he says.
And just in case you're not looking for anyone to go adventuring with you, there are all sorts of other types who just come around wandering the roads looking for a point. There was this one woman off in the corner over there, Nanandra Darkshan, I believe her name is, selling something she calls comfort charms. I would partake, but on the clock and all that.
Wait, she sells what?
Comfort charms.
Trump will sort of like motion and like a little lean in. Could you enlighten us as to what those are?
Like I said, I did not have the time to partake because, I got a job. Speaking of which, Rigby says, "Come right over, sir," he says, running over to another table.
We are lucky to have him. Yeah.
Have you ever heard of that, either of you?
Can travel on roll history.
Arcana.
Arcana. Ooh, fair enough. He shall do so. York. Oh, that was advantage. Whoops.
I'll take the 17.
Silly.
Yeah, you've seen a lot of these get hawked in the Port Mirandu markets. Basically, these are gewgaws and good luck charms. Examples would be like, let's say, a necklace that ensures you always have a cool breeze on your face, a crystal that keeps water cool when hung from a canteen, steel ball that scrubs out the most stubborn scents from your hands. Basically, herbal remedies and crystals.
They're basically little fun trinkets that are nice. It's like things that might make your drink cold or make a nice smell or something like that. It's nothing fancy, but they're nice to have.
I have something like that. I used to have this little crystal that I used to wear around my neck that would sort of shine in the moonlight. Never really found a use for it though, but it's sure pretty.
I mean, that sounds like a decent enough use.
Do we want to try and hire this Minandra, madam person? We might need some good fighters along the way.
Maybe we'd be better doing so when we're actually going somewhere.
Fair.
We go somewhere.
That's a fair play.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed.
Certainly not.
We'll see if we can get her attention later in the evening. Or afternoon. Whatever time this is. I am so tired. I'm going to drink now. And Trevlon takes another glass of beer.
Yeah, you drink from your flight. And it's a very nice time. Before Wickby eventually comes back to the table, clears his throat. Excuse me. There's a rat woman here. Says she knows you. Wonders if you might be able to pick up a tab.
Oh. Rat? Sure.
Is it who I think it is?
Can we try and spot who?
You look over for anyone matching the description of rat woman, and sure enough, there's a table full of Okiri. Among them, Rayana Kiki.
Yeah,
Yes, I'll
baby.
do it. Like
Yes,
he immediately raises his hand. Like, yes, I'll do it.
Great.
I
Let's
Now split the tab with you.
Great. Let's see. Flights for that whole table would be around 12 gold.
I'll take 6 if you take
got
6.
Thank you kindly.
No problem.
And Wickby goes over to get that order from the kitchen.
This is a good idea. This thing. God knows we're going to need places like this when times get rough.
Yeah.
Still, it has a bit of a somber note to it.
Oh, yeah. It's hard to not think of the fiery grog while I'm here. I'll tell you that much.
I wasn't gonna say it, but
I'd like to raise a toast if you guys don't mind. I know toasting might not be anybody's thing, but I think it's important, just for the...
Oh, you weren't here when we raised the first time. I'm up for that.
Momo
Fair
grabs his wine glass. He raises it.
Raised.
Mal raises his glass.
Trev raises his glass.
I raise a second glass.
I love this apple wine, says Mal.
Yes.
Trev politely coughs and said, Chitov did a flame. Man who ran the best bar and made the worst drink in existence. He was the best.
Can't
And
argue with any of that.
Top tier.
yeah.
All right.
Oh, this really is good.
Wickby shortly comes out with a flight of beers and hands them out to the Okidi's table. Immediately, they start chattering to each other, drinking said beer.
Nice.
Out of sheer curiosity, are these the same ones from earlier, or?
These are among the Okidi refugees who moved into Baton Rance Hall, yes.
Okay,
Cool.
thank you.
Are any of you going to try and listen to what they're saying, or are you just going to leave that table be?
I'll be right.
Honestly,
Yeah, I'd like
after
to try
what-
and listen.
Oh, okay.
Mal, would you like... You've got the best, perception shtick. I think that...
And you
I-
can
so-
understand a little bit of Okidi, so Mal.
Mal will listen on your. You know what? Mal will. Just for the sake of flavor text, Mal will look to Trevlon and Momo and just say, "Fine,"
Thank you.
because it's like, personally, as I'm rolling, it's like, after all that's happened, I don't think he really wants to bother them anymore. But for you guys, yeah, okay. Hey, there you go.
31 fucking perception! 31 fucking perception!
It's kind of insane.
Rogues, my dude.
You hear the entirety of their conversation. In fact, what bits of Okidi you would not have been able to pick up without a fucking 31 perception, I'm gonna say you do pick up. Basically, what they're talking about is, what the hell are we going to do? The captain is dead. I thought he was going to protect us. I thought we were going to find the cure to his condition. I hear that the other Okidi are mobilizing for war. Are we gonna have to sign up? I want to get drunk and not think about this.
What's the scoop, then?
What's wrong?
Want to mention it outside the tavern
Yeah.
when we head out?
Yes.
All right.
Let's.
Well, I'm
let's
gonna
take this
finish
outside.
all these drinks first.
Yep.
And don't
Corellian,
finish any you don't want, Mal.
Corellian making crabby hands at the drinks.
Those are mine.
Mal
Fucking drunk.
takes the bottle.
Hey, these are mine. And Traveler takes his own drinks and hisses.
Listen, I thought I was the one that growled and hissed around here. Fine.
I can do that too when necessary.
All right.
Out of character.
Maybe.
So, first of all, I can apparently hear through time and space now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyways, so, the whole thing with Captain Vincent, that may have been something beyond his control. Apparently, I heard something about a condition.
A condition that turns you into a horrifying water.
I only know what I heard, but
Can Trevlon make a medicine check?
Absolutely.
Make a medicine check?
Absolutely.
I'd give Momo advantage for this.
Yay! Thank you.
Do it.
I mean, I might not need it because I haven't eaten medicine, but knock on wood.
Knock on wood.
Okay. 26. Nice. You have heard of no such medical condition that turns you into a horrifying water monster. It's probably not medical or natural. In fact, it's probably magic, and very nasty magic at that.
That's nothing medical. That's obviously some sort of magic or something. I've never heard of anything like that.
Is it?
possible he was cursed then.
I was about to say.
That's probably either what happened or he evoked something.
It would make sense.
Kind of
if-
like turn a side eye to Trevlon.
Hey, okay, that thing, that's nothing like my thing, okay? My thing isn't a horrifying water demon, it's a weird, magical word. It's different.
I'm sure that, no offense, Trevlon, but I'm sure that he would have said the same thing about what he evoked if that's what he did. He would say, "Oh, it's not a terrifying water monster. It's a cool magical water thing." I'm sorry.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. I get the impression. Judging from the whole, as people have described it, ink coming out of the eyes and mouth, I can understand how you're kind of skeptical of my descriptions.
Do you think what we did was right?
Before Trevlon says anything, would Trevlon be able to roll an Arcana to see if he can figure out if this is a curse?
You can roll Arcana, I'll say with advantage, because 26 medicine has narrowed it down to definitely magic. Okay. It is entirely possible this is a curse. It is entirely possible that this is not a curse. With him being dead, you have no real way to double check, because you don't have a direct source of knowledge right in front of you.
I'll tell you this. I have no way of knowing. I don't think any of us do now that he's, and such. Yeah, that I was doing sound effects to convey that, but that works. There's no way of knowing if it was an accident, or if he was cursed, or if he invoked it. I know this. Captain Vincent made contact with Plague Lords and Minotaurs, and you can be as cursed or as afflicted as you want to be, but that was a choice he made. And he may have been pushed into a corner, but he wasn't,
I think I understand what you're saying, but then again, there is a possibility that he could have done it for power. Perhaps.
The fact of the matter is, and I didn't know Captain Vincent very well, apart from the time he gut punched me. I prefer Jemvik.
He made Remick gut punch you.
Yeah. I prefer Jemvik. Jemvik
seems much more reasonable than anything.
Yeah. He may not like me much, but I can respect how much more calm he is.
He has a very bygones be bygones kind of. Perhaps, maybe. I don't know.
I wouldn't maybe put it like that, but I think he's given us a few good turns, so whatever.
He has not really tried to kill us yet. He definitely threatened us very badly a couple times, and he definitely kidnapped my sister.
You also
but that's besides the point.
Shot him with a crossbow bolt and told him that you got him the next time you saw him. So, I mean, I don't blame him for the threats. It's kind of, one turn for another. It makes sense.
Yeah. Full disclosure, I own that one. I'll own it. I'm a naughty boy, and I'll accept that.
Right. I am. Curlian just sort of like puts the mug down, does a little tap on it. Yeah, with that remark, I think I'm gonna head off and
Where have I heard those words before?
Which ones? Head off or?
You know what? Don't worry about it.
Other ones.
I'm
gonna head off.
Alright,
What's up?
Cheers, Curlian.
Cheers.
Do you happen to have, I know this is a tall order, but I'll give it back as... Was that me?
No.
Oh,
what?
Okay, never mind. I heard the ba-dum from Discord, and I was like, what? I panicked a little, sorry.
That was Gentleman Wally.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, anywho. I know this is a tall order, and I just need to borrow it for the night. You wouldn't happen to have any, 1,000 gold, would you?
That's certainly a tall order. What's the purpose?
So, the new spell that I used to see Trevlon's sister, I want to see if I can...
You can.
I want to see if I can see Iron... Oh.
You
See
cut
where
out
he's
super
at.
hard.
Ah! Frick my frack! Ah!
You can do it. One more time.
You got it.
I want to see if I can track down Iron King or someone from the Plague Lords or something.
Out of character, I'm really salty that I left because I would have brought up the fact that some people have abilities that let them, know that you're spying on them.
Ah.
Remember?
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just out of character.
Yeah, Traveler's about to, like, sort of puts his hands together and sort of takes a deep breath in. And says,
You're welcome to try, I will say that.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Some people are really good at magic, right? And some people are just very good at knowing that they're being magic. Point is, they might know you're doing that.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
It's worth a shot if you want to.
You have good intentions. I'm not
I
going
just
to deny
want
it.
I want to see what they're doing, what they're up to, what their plan is going to be, and there's got to be one of them that probably can't sense me.
My money would be on the Iron King. He seems more brawn than... I might be wrong. I've been wrong before.
Yeah. Maybe he's got some sort of arcana up his sleeve that we're not sure about.
What would you do if that were the case? I'm not saying no, Momo.
No, I understand what you're saying. That's a hard question to answer. If he found out that I was trying to spy on him, basically, and he found out where we were, I don't know if I could forgive myself.
I'll certainly say that I don't think Baton Rance is equipped to deal with... Well...
Certainly not yet.
No.
I mean...
I understand your motivations, but perhaps maybe we should attempt this when we're more
equipped.
Suited. Yes. I'm not completely vetoing the idea. Just putting it on hold for now.
Just to be safe, I understand. I appreciate the advice. I'm pretty sure. I know I'll take it. Definitely. The last thing I want to do is endanger anyone again.
Let's just stay... let's stay down low. Keep cool. And we'll be okay. Anyway...
I'll be right back. There's some patrons that are getting on my nerves a little bit. I'll be right back.
I'm probably going to stay in the bar to make sure that, basically to make sure that the things that we ordered in the bar get done quickly. If I come out of the bar slightly inebriated, I'm sorry, but it will happen.
Do you mind if I stay with you?
Sure. I'll totally go with that.
Trevlon, I didn't mean to jab at you earlier.
It's okay.
Please just be careful.
I know that making a deal with something that is horribly powerful is never a wise idea. I know at some point it's gonna bite me in the ass. But this war, it's not later. It's not 100 years from now when I'm dead and this thing takes my soul. It's now. And I needed its help now.
I guess now's a better time than any. But
We'll be fine. I'm sure I'll be fine, and I'm sure I can get a hold of it. I'm going to be looking at this book a lot for the next few days. So if I look kind of out of it, don't worry about it. Basically, I'm focusing hard.
Momo kind of like leans forward and like really has a very concerned yet serious look in his eyes. Just be responsible and be careful, okay? We don't know what that thing can do yet, and you don't know what it can do to you.
Yes, all right, fine. Fun. And Trevelyan blows a raspberry and says, "Right. Well, don't know about you lot, but I'm gonna stay in the bar and make sure things get built." And
Momo kind of attempts to blow a raspberry, but he can't because he doesn't have lips.
You poor beaked thing. You have prestidigitation. You can make a sound like that just by snapping your little fingers. Nice.
Oh, that actually worked.
Excellent.
Perfect.
Well, first of all, I'm back, but I'm going to actually check on the communications. So,
Alright. Cheers.
Cheers.
take care.
So that's everyone but Corellian going back to the tavern to check on the information network?
Oh, basically, I just went out of the tavern to get some air, and if people leave, then I'll go with them, but if not, then I'm probably going to head out and supervise something else.
Cool. Alright. Back in the tavern, with three of you supervising and listening in, you see a couple of very well-dressed looking men carrying several reams of papers with them, walk into the tavern, look around, nod, knock twice on the back door. You see one of the chefs open the back kitchen door, look at the men. He gets handed a stack of papers. Chef nods, and the men start to leave. Congratulations! You now have your information network.
Hell yeah, baby.
Hey.
All right.
They just look like the fucking Men in Black or something.
Oh, I thought some sleazy shit was going down. I was like, hello?
They do not look like the Men in Black. That would require fashion that does not exist in Irion, but for all intents and purposes, they were bureaucrats.
They whisper to the bartender, "Build an army, trust no one."
Halos have eyes. All right. You cast a quick glance back towards the Okidi's table. A lot of them look to be incredible lightweights when it comes to alcohol, with several overturned mugs of ale, some of them sleeping on the table. Rihanna is just kind of staring at them, huddling into a corner, trying to hide behind their unconscious bodies.
Sweet. Goodness God.
Momo gets up and it's like, Rihanna, do you want some help?
Yes, I think I'm just about done here. If you wouldn't mind helping me out.
Yeah, of course. And he does everything he can to help her. I love her.
All right. You stand in front of Rihanna so people are looking at you and not her as she sneaks out the front door of the tavern.
I give her a little wave. Like, cheers.
Cheers, she says, waving, kind of sticking behind in case you wanted to ask her anything.
I kind of like step toward her again and like, how have you been? It's been a little bit since we last spoke.
Oh, not going to lie, it's been a little stressful. We heard our captain. We heard he got killed, and that Okidi ships, the colonies, all across Irion are going to be mobilizing here, bolstering the new captain.
What for?
Well, war, in so many words.
I'm sorry to hear that. If you ever need anything, don't hesitate to ask.
Of course. I hope that whatever the new captain does, he doesn't, turn into water thing.
Yeah, me too. I'm sure he's a lot more reasonable than the past two was. I have a good feeling.
Well, I hope so too, but, well, Vincent made the deal, they say, when he was backed into a corner, and if we're being backed into another corner, I don't know what's going to happen.
What deal?
Oh, several years ago, western coast of Irion, near the city of Blindvault, a bunch of pirates attacked the ship. We're going to sink it, get rid of... not get rid of, kill all the Okati on board. Vincent went below deck, heard a voice promising power. And when he came back up, there was this thing of water and death, and every other ship sunk. But the Okati were still standing. Since then, we've been trying to figure out what happened, trying to figure out, is this going to be bad? Is he going to lose his soul? Could we stop this? But I guess it's too late for that now.
I kind of clasp her shoulders and rub her back. It's okay. Do you know anything about what gave him power? If not, it's okay.
But I thought I said that we were trying to figure that out. Was I not clear?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
No. It's all right. I'm sorry. I'm just. That's strange. It sounds kind of familiar. Do I know anything about that? Like, do I have to roll anything?
Arcana or history?
Okay, I'm gonna.
Well,
You've heard this tale of this thing of water and death. You
Just
remember
a second ago.
You remember the story of an Arakakra and his friends landing on a ship, and then the Okiti captain turned into this terrible watery thing of water and death, and you tried to stick your hand in it to make it really cold, but that was a terrible idea. You remember hearing that story from somewhere.
good memories.
Everything hurts.
Everything hurts.
I kinda. I've gotta head back to
Oh, okay.
spectate, make sure everything's going in order.
Okay, I'll go back home then.
You get home safe, okay?
Okay.
Says Rayana, who nods profusely for a little longer than absolutely necessary, and then darts off back towards the tenements.
I beeline it to the tavern, and I sit down. Oh no. I feel so bad.
You look perturbed.
Mama looks up. So, I just learned some disturbing news, and I don't know. Okay, so Captain Vincent, he became this water thing, and Rihanna just told me that when the boats were sieged, he was backed into a corner, and he had to. She said that something spoke to him and promised him power, and that's when he turned into the watery beast. And it sounded a lot like when we attacked, but I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happened.
So he made a pact with something evil. Well, not evil, but powerful.
You don't call that evil?
Making pacts with strange things, it's tricky. Some of them aren't, is the weird thing. A lot of people, like... I may just be defending my own case here, but... Yes, I'm not going to lie, they always have their own needs for you. But... Sometimes it's complicated. Sometimes it's not that they want to destroy the whole world. Sometimes it's weirder. We can't necessarily judge Captain Vincent for what he did, is what I'm saying.
We have no right to. We're the ones who caused it.
Yeah, we kinda backed him into a corner, and he turned into that.
Oh god, that's all our fault.
No, Momo. Look, he made a pact with that thing ages ago. He can... It's not like if we had done that and he hadn't done the pact for those 5 years ago, it would have happened, and it wouldn't have happened, and it would have all been gravy. It's not our fault. It's a complicated situation, and I don't think that we should be... Go on.
Did you feel backed into?
I think you may have cut out there. I'm sorry. It's
Did
okay.
you feel backed into a corner? Did you feel like you had to do that? Did you feel like you had to make a pact? Did
Yeah.
you feel useless?
It wasn't you guys' fault. But yeah. It happens. People make deals that sometimes bite them in the ass. I've made a couple. I just have to have the foresight to make sure that this one doesn't bite me in my rear. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm telling myself that because I don't know if it's going to be fine, but I'm going to hope it is.
That doesn't really help, no offense.
No, it probably doesn't. Listen, Mama, the more you worry about me, the only thing that is going to change is your worry and it getting... Please trust me. I got this.
He sighs. Okay.
Cool. Right. Alex, are there any more projects that need supervised in here?
In the tavern specifically, you could move to oversee tavern furnishing, secret exit, or the accounting office. Or the dance tank for Ari.
I think Trevlon has particular interest in the dance tank because of what Ari did
I
for him.
see.
Yeah. Not for... Shut up, not for any other reason. Shut up. Shut up.
Get called out.
Trevlon coughs politely and looks at Mal and Momo and says, I'm probably not going to be the best of company for a while. I'm going to be reading a lot. And I will be drinking a lot, so that also. I'm going to make sure that the tank gets done and all that sort of stuff, but in the meantime, I think it would be a good idea if we track progress on things like the guard tower and the siege defenses, things like that. I'll hold down the fort here.
Then I'll take a look at the actual fort.
Cool.
I'll look at the secret escape or something.
Secret exit, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
Stairs at door.
Stairs at door. This is where I want the secret exit to be. We will move this wardrobe out of the way, and there'll be a secret exit behind there that we can use to secretly leave the tavern.
But be very quiet about it. It's a secret.
Look, there's a sign pointing directly to it. Don't tell anyone.
Shut up. It's not real.
I knew we should have kept the armor of invincibility.
To Narnia!
Alright. As you all go to oversee various projects, I went ahead and made the executive decision that you would stop overseeing the things that would be done tomorrow anyway, which would leave the wine cellar expansion, unless you wanted to change what you're overseeing, Corellian.
I probably was gonna oversee the wine cellar expansion, not gonna lie.
All right.
I wonder why.
Interest.
Great.
Yeah.
You,
Oh, also, quick question. Sorry. I must not have written it down, but the spectacles that I ordered for Trevlon, how long was that gonna take?
I believe you never actually got Chevlon up there to get his measurements.
Yeah, we did.
Did you?
Yeah,
We did, I'm pretty sure.
yeah.
Okay. In that case, sure, fuck it, they're done.
Thanks. I'll also stop by the Tinker's workshop and get those from Pan.
Cool. You go get Trevlon's spectacles. They look very nice, and I'm sure they'll look very nice in his new artwork whenever we get that done.
Well, it'll be cool.
Eventually.
Now he can be the total book reader nerd archetype and read things with his reading glasses.
Hell yeah.
A nerdy warlock.
The dangerous kind.
Alright. You head back into the manor proper, and it looks like they're clearing out a very large storage section to expand the wine cellar. And looking at what it was, comparatively, you had a wine closet, because there looks to be a lot of space for various barrels of wine, casks of ale, all sorts of other spirits to be held here. Looks like it's going to be great when it's done, and if you oversee it, it'll probably take 2 days.
I will do that and provide additional muscle where they need.
Cool. As you do, because there's a lot of noise being made, and it's directly under where the shrine is on the 2nd floor, Corellian comes not Corellian, you come down to help! Wow, another fucking Corellian! Holy shit! Kailani comes down to help! Kyla... He is not very muscular, but he's very good at providing moral support, even though a lot of the people doing the actual carrying of heavy things roll their eyes when he tells them they're doing great.
He's a good boy, alright?
He's a good boy.
In between carrying things, I'll just sort of take like a slight breather. So, everything been going alright here with you?
Yeah, so far everything's been doing alright. Been exchanging correspondence back with the city, just in case they need me over there. Looks like they're trying to get all hands on deck, and I'm wanting to make sure it's not an emergency first. Also, something I took note of, because, well, not a lot of Marrow actually come down here, I think. Me, Morrissey, and Marcia are the only ones. There was a lovely young mermaid who came over here. I tried to say hi, but I don't think she likes me.
Ari, she has kind of a thing. She can't really talk outside of water, from what I understand.
Well, I tried speaking to her in both Common and Aquan, but all she did was give me a death glare, so I'm not sure if it's she can't speak or she doesn't want to.
Well, she's kind of had a rough go of it. I don't know if you've heard about the situation at Port Mirandu.
Not really.
In that case, well, I'll sort of give him the gist of what's happened and what's going to happen, presumably with the Civil War and the Okiti and all that sort of thing. And also, she's probably, well, I mean, her home basically got fireballed to the ground, so there's that's probably weighing on her, as well as it's been a whole thing over the past few days.
Oh goodness, that sounds terrible. Well, if you're sure it's not anything else or like anything about me, then I suppose I won't worry about it and try again when she's in a better mood?
I don't believe it would be anything about you, but I mean, if it would make you feel better, I could ask. Although I don't know if she'd be more receptive to me asking.
Well, I mean, it certainly couldn't hurt to try.
Very true. You mentioned, the city, the Shimmering Lights, that there was some sort of thing going down there?
Yes, you remember the oil rig?
Yeah, I remember the oil rig.
Apparently everyone's had just about enough of the oil rig.
The oil rig, they stopped drilling though, didn't they?
Yes, and that's the problem. You see, we kind of wanted some of the stuff they were getting. Like, not all the black water that was making everyone sick, but when they were drilling and they brought up valuable gemstones and crystals and stuff, we were going to use those in all sorts of crafting projects, expanding the city and whatnot.
Yeah, unfortunately, it seems like you couldn't have one without the other in terms of the Blackwater and whatever else.
Right, not helping is that, kobolds apparently aren't very looking forward to a solution where they moderate the drilling. They're trying to get out of there without any recompense.
I could see why there's been a bit of a I wouldn't say upheaval, but a bit of a disturbance up in Myrdeal from what I understand from Myrdeal wasn't looking like too great of a place. There's been a change in leadership.
I see.
Probably why.
Yeah, there was also a change in leadership at the oil rig, apparently. Hate to see what they did to him.
Well, Corellian can think of a lot of different things that could have been done to him, depending on who did them.
Well, anyway, I'll try to let you know if I need to head back to the city. If it's an emergency, then I'll leave a message with Morrissey and Marsh, because I guarantee they will not be invited back.
I see. Any hints as to why?
Well, he leans in close. I don't think people think they're legitimate.
Really? I don't know what could have possibly given people that impression. Honestly, never met two more trustworthy fellows in my entire life.
Right? Says Kailani, looking very earnest.
Well, keep us posted, and I do. If there are issues with just let us know if you need anything. That's what I'm trying to say.
I certainly will. In the meantime, I can see that these guys are giving me a couple more glares. I assume I'm in the way. I'll get back to attending the shrine.
Thanks, Kailani. Take care.
Kailani waves goodbye and heads back upstairs.
I'll continue helping until till the workday's over, until we meet up.
Cool. Workday is over soon enough, and everyone gathers back together for dinner.
What is for dinner, Alex?
That is a very good question. For dinner today, there is...
Kailani!
No! You're not eating Kailani!
We finished the cannibal conspiracy, damn it!
Roast...
I saw the Kailani picture and I was like, oh!
Okay, yes, Kailani is a snack, but he's not that type of snack. Damn, Momo. The one with two C's.
Jesus Christ, Momo!
Why?
Momo is thirsting today. First Wickby, now Kailani.
I'm just gonna continue the drum roll.
Roast pigeon.
Oh.
Seems good to me.
Ooh.
Yeah, roast pigeon and some fried potatoes.
Out of character looks to Momo.
He just gets the fried potatoes.
Out of character, but like, would you really like compare a sentient person to, an animal? Wow.
Yeah, to the world's dumbest shitting machine.
Sky rats.
I will bring out my pigeon facts in the post show.
I'm going to get my gun.
How's the old man? Anywho.
Anywho.
Right. So, this was productive.
Yep, things go all right. Down on your end with the tavern and all.
Welcome back, Walrus. You just got asked, did things go all right with the tavern?
Oh, excellent. Trevlon, sort of... Is this actually happening in the tavern, or did Trevlon just...
You're meeting up for dinner. It's the end of the workday.
Trevlon sort of jauntily nods a little and sticks a thumb.
Right? Good to hear it.
Yeah, it's going good. I may have had 2 apple wines. I'm fine. I'm fine. Fine. Don't.
If you want any more, I still have the bottle.
Don't
Speaking
do
of,
that to me.
wine cellar's probably going to be done in the next few days, day and a half ish.
Ooh.
So look forward.
I am looking forward. I will die there. No, I'm fine. I'm not going to die there.
Speaking
The last thing I'm going to let any of you die over is alcohol.
I don't think I'd be able to, honestly. Oh yeah, Kailani actually mentioned that there's been some things going on in the city of Shimmering Lights. He may end up being called back, depending on if he's needed or not. There's a bit more oil rig things going on if you know.
You know, you say he's going to be called back. You know, it might be an idea to go with him. You know, trying to not let wars happen. That'll be a good reason to go. Be a good inning. You know, get an excuse to play music to the nice big lady who swims. That'd be nice.
Right. Well, he mentioned that he would try and let us know if he did get called back, and he'd mention it if he was. That would be worth something, but, well, I mean, if it's about the oil rig, I can't imagine that negotiations would go too well. I'm not really looking forward to dealing with any of that.
That's where Quintessa said something about the elves as well.
No, it's not.
No, it's.
I'm looking at the notes, and I could have sworn that
The elves are at Asher and Alora.
Yeah.
it says the rumors about the elves and the Marrow.
The elves, and the Marrow.
There we go.
Just retract from the record everything that I said.
You got it, buddy.
I'll add the comma. I'm sorry.
In that case, I'm actually partial towards Asher and Alora.
Really?
Malifane relays the information from yesterday about Asher and Alora, the elves and the Marrow.
Could be a fair thing to do. See, I'm torn. I want to go. Personally, I want to go to the City of Shimmering Lights. But there is a definitely good reason to go down to Ash and Laura also. Maybe we put it to a vote? Maybe?
Actually, quick question. Did Quintessa mention... I know you said that she mentioned something about defenses and them not being built towards the south. Did she mention which direction the defenses were being built?
North. General implication is anywhere but the south, so not towards the lizard men.
Thank you.
Who says that?
Interesting. What is north of Ash and Laura again? Also?
Technically a lot.
Could you give us
what is close?
Northwest would be towards
closest.
Dundor, and northeast would be up towards Fort Mirandu and, our area.
Right. I don't think the elves have a beef with Battenrance or Port Mirandu. I don't think they did anything, crazy. I think the elves have more beef with the Oread in Demdor because of the whole, big thing that was kind of brought in from there.
She and they found.
Yeah.
Or found out how that went.
Yeah. God, it's difficult, isn't it? Right. Okay. I personally want to go with Kailani to the City of Shimmering Lights. That's my thing. Mal, you presumably want to go to Ash and Aurora to figure out what they're jamming.
I'll do whatever you guys are most comfortable with. That said, I do have my preferences.
What about you two? What do you got?
Mama kind of looks at Corellian and back to what he was looking at and like focus.
Well, alright. I will say that I would prefer not having to negotiate with the kobolds again, but if Snolgu is there, then, well, at least we won't be captured and murdered and, you know, that whole thing.
We'll have friends this time.
Maybe you all are. Maybe that's still a bit of a tall ask in terms of friends. I mean, Zetzag's our friend, but I can't say for sure about anyone else. I mean, until we get more concrete news from Ashran or hear anything more from there, we have more information about the city of Shimmering Light.
I suppose that's true.
Momo, what is your thoughts?
Well, I think Caroline has a very good point. We know more about what's going on in the city of Shimmering Lights, and therefore I feel like we should go there and see what's jigging.
That's a weird word to use, but cool. I'm into it. Yeah.
I don't know if it's made it up, and
It's perfectly functional, and I love it. And you should use it all the time. Looks.
no.
What were you gonna say, Alice?
Oh, it's not like we need to decide now. I mean, if Kailani leaves, we could just go with him if we don't hear more from Ashran Alora, or if we hear more from Ashran Alora before he leaves, then we alter the decision. It doesn't have to be set in stone. So,
Yeah.
This seems legit. Yes.
are you two all right?
Which two are you referring to?
Momo and you, Trevlon, you're both kind of...
Oh, well, I drank a lot, and Momo is perturbed about a lot of things.
Kind of like raises a hand and like waves, and then puts it down.
There's a lot of things have been happening in short succession, and Momo doesn't entirely trust me with the whole demon thing, and I don't blame him. I'm very scared myself, but I think it's a good idea, and I keep telling myself that, and that's the best way to make it.
You, it's that I don't trust the said thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's
and
a lot of things that I'm worried about that are happening, and I don't know how to handle it because I've never been in this kind of situation before. There, I said it.
You did say it, and you meant it, and I understand. That is what's happening.
Thank you for saying that, Momo. I really
It's
appreciate it,
appreciated.
and it's often better to say it as opposed to, well...
Keeping it silent and letting it roil inside, which is not healthy at all. But
Yeah.
Exactly.
that being said, I'm sure everything will be okay.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, that's a good plan. I need to go to bed, but I can't. Crane, can you help me, please?
Yes, I'll help you. Oh, I picked up something for you, too.
Ooh, show me, please.
Yeah. Yes, fine. Caroline will sort of pull out the specs and hand them to Trevor.
Oh, fuck, yeah. Trevlon immediately puts them on. I'm cool now. Yes.
I can see!
Fuck yeah, I'm gonna fucking kill everything that tries to step to me. I'm gonna look at them funny and they're gonna go, oh, fuck that guy, he's got specs and they're shady. Please help me to my room.
Yes, come on. And I'll offer an elbow and a shoulder and sort of...
Thank you.
You're welcome. Actually, when we get up to your room, I'll sort of pause after, make sure you manage to sit down without collapsing or
Yeah.
falling or anything like that.
And as this happens, Trevor sort of yawns and sort of blankly stares at Corellian for a minute and blinks. When are you gonna ask Annabelle out? That's good. Where's that happening, man? Come on.
Krellian just sort of blinks back. Excuse me?
I think you may have heard what I said. And I said, when are you... Sorry, I think I may be being loud. When are you gonna ask Annabelle out? There, said it. Again.
Good. You see the tip of Krellian's tail sort of twitch in a little anxious way. Maybe I've been... I'm not really quite interested in her in that way.
Oh, okay.
Very nice, and she's a wonderful friend, and she is adorable. I think we can all agree on that, but,
Yes.
not quite... No, she's not exactly... I'm not really... I actually wanted to ask you a question.
Yes.
You've been trying to make sure that everyone else is alright, but are you alright?
Trevelyan blinks and looks at his arm, which he knows Corellian can't see the words on, and blinks again. And sort of puts his hand to his chin and strokes, and then thinks for a while, and then looks at Corellian and goes, I kind of have been on autopilot since the fiery grog burned down. I kind of like everything that happens. I kind of think it was my fault, and Rancor was right. I followed leads that were nothing. And I saw Rancor's ring staring me in the face. And I knew something was off, but do I pursue that? No. No, Trevelyan does not pursue that, because Trevelyan has little foresight, and whenever somebody offers him power or money for a simple job, he takes the job. And then everybody Trevelyan cares about dies. That's just how it goes, isn't it, for me? Mum dies because I make a mistake like this. Fucking Tofty dies. Everybody in that fucking tavern dies. And now I've made a deal with an eldritch demon, and it's gonna give me power, but I'm fucking really scared. And Trevelyan sort of pulls his knees in a little bit and starts to rock slightly, looking a bit manic.
Gently sits down, sort of on the edge of the bed next to him.
I'm really scared.
Sort of
Because
extends an arm, sort of like a "do you want a hug" type thing.
Trevelyan leans into it and rocks and sort of continues gibbering. I am so worried that I am going to be responsible for you dying, for all of you dying, and I'm a fucking idiot, and I get everyone I care about killed. I get everyone killed. And Trevelyan sort of just blubbers, just pain clear on his face.
Crown will just sort of pull him in a little bit and just sort of give him light little scritches like on the back and shoulder, and just Trevelyan, you're no fool. This wasn't your fault. Nobody's blaming you but yourself. People worry about you just as much as you worry about them. And, Rankle was playing a game that we didn't know the rules of. I don't think that you can blame yourself for any of that happening. And I'm really worried about losing you as well. I mean, I'm really worried about losing all of you. Things are getting serious, and I'm worried that I won't be able to fulfill my promise and protect you all, but I'll do my best, and I know that you do your best for us, and I'm sorry that you felt that you had to take a deal, but what's done is done, and that's alright, you're still you. That's kind of what I like best about you, so...
You know, it's... Yeah, I think I know why I said that stuff about Annabelle, because I was just thinking... Things are gonna get so bad. One of us, all of us, some of us might get killed. I just... Letting people you know that you care about know you care about them, love them, or whatever. I think that's really important right now. I think that I want to make sure that you guys know I love you all. Every day if I can manage it. Because every day I don't know if it's going to be the last. And I don't know if that's... Oh, I don't know if that's sane or clever or stupid, but I know it just...
I think it's genuine.
Yeah. Corellian, please. Please be safe. I said it when we saw that fucking big man and ghost person. And I don't know why I said it then. I think it just kind of put in perspective how fragile we all are and how much I want to make sure we get through this. And I didn't know why I was saying it, because I didn't think I was scared, but I am. I'm scared. And I just want you to be safe. I want everybody to be safe. I know that's not exactly a promise you can keep. Nobody can keep that, but... Tell you this! And you can see that Trevelyan is starting to sort of come out of it now. I will make sure that I will try so hard to make sure we get through this. And I want you to know that I care. And Trevelyan sort of takes the specs off of his face and squints at them. And then looks at Corellian and goes, "Man, these things are fucking cool, aren't they?" And puts them on again.
Yeah, they look real good on you, and I'll try. I'll do my best. I know that you try as well to keep us all safe. I think between the lot of us, we can at least look out for one another, and I just want to be the person that you all think I am.
Funny thing is, mate, you don't need to try to do that. You are tremendous. And
you're really drunk, Trevelyan. You should.
I am. Yeah, I'm really.
Yeah, go to sleep, Trevelyan.
Oh man, my book's gonna have a fun story tomorrow. I'm gonna be like, so here's the thing, book. I got fucking wasted. And here's the secrets of life.
Yeah. Take care. Sleep well, and you need to. Well, I mean, you're looking out after everyone else. Someone's gotta make sure you're doing okay too. So, good night.
I'll see you tomorrow, mate.
Tomorrow.
Travelon collapses into the bed.
Crowing leaves, blows out any candles or lights if there are any, and just gently closes the door, and then out in the hall just yeah. Sleep sounds good.
Okay. Meanwhile, Momo and Malifane go out to have a walk outside, heading over by the river towards the back of the Batman Hall estate.
It's quite pretty out here, isn't it?
I never really got to look. It really is. Especially at night.
There's a
I've never
really
seen the
nice...
stars from here. The only time I ever saw them this bright was at the monastery.
What was it like, living in there?
Amazing. Everyone was so sweet. Everyone was so nice and just so kind. It was such a beautiful place. Flowers and marble columns. It was so... I know I said this, but it was beautiful. It was my first memory.
We're really lucky to have such serene memories like that, Momo.
What about you? Where did you grow up?
I grew up in the city of Baylight. It's... I think I've mentioned this before, but the city itself is about as neutral as it gets around here, what with war going on and everything. It's... describe it.
Speaking of that, how are you feeling? During all of this, I admit I've been self-centered. I've only been focusing on myself.
It's natural. We've been going through a lot the past few days, especially with, well, you know,
Right.
well, Thafagath leaving and whatnot.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on all of this? How are you feeling? Are you alright?
It's pretty hard to ignore the fact that that Trevlon made a pact with, well, whatever that thing is. Still, I can't deny that it's quite fascinating. It's more so that than actually frightening. I'd like to do a little more digging on it. As for the rest, I'll be honest with you, Momo. Thavagath was a brute to me, but that doesn't mean that I didn't consider him a friend. It was heartbreaking to see him go.
I knew you had some sort of softness for him. I know you two didn't get along that well. And some of your antics were pretty funny. Not gonna lie, but...
You weren't exactly... I'm not going to forget the fact that you actually kicked me there, you know.
Okay. I'm sorry.
It's okay. These things happen. I mean, in retrospect...
Yeah.
But what about you? I mean, you were the closest to him more than any of us. Are you okay?
Definitely could be better. But... I already told Trevlon. It's a little selfish to think, and I feel bad for thinking it, but... I never wanted to lose my mentor. I never thought I'd be in this situation, and I just feel like I'm kind of to blame. Me and my mentor didn't come here If he didn't get lost, if I wasn't such a coward or a crybaby and didn't worry so much about anything, I feel like half of the terrible situations that we've been in wouldn't have happened. I feel like a lot of things wouldn't have happened if I wasn't around.
Fate is strange. It leads us down certain paths that some of which are more pleasant than others. But like I said, we have to choose to carve our own path. You know, can I share something with you?
Of course.
When I first came to you at the festival, it wasn't just necessarily because you were an Arakocra. It was also because I was genuinely trying to find information about something else that may have just happened within the town. I guess I kind of had a gut instinct that something was going to happen. Maybe fate led us together.
I normally didn't believe. I used to believe in fate and karma and all of that. Still kind of do, but well, a lot of things have happened, and don't think I really believe in anything, any sort of deity, except for Nita, of course. I've witnessed her with my own eyes. She's beautiful, and of course I'll pledge myself to her as long as I live. But everything that I've known, everything that I used to recognize and consider normal, was all tipped on top of me, flipped upside down, and I didn't know anything anymore. Honestly, can I be honest?
Please.
I'm really jealous of Trevlon.
Why do you say that?
He says that I'm strong, that I have this power, fire, bringing people back to life. Sure, they're useful, but I'm not strong at all. I don't know how to use weapons properly. I don't even know how to use magic properly. When I try to, I either almost get my entire group of friends killed, or he kind of like freezes for a second, take someone's soul with a curse.
Do you remember what I called you back in the mines?
I kind of blocked everything out after that.
Momo, you're like a phoenix. Not only do you shine brighter than a flame, but you, along with those that you touch, rise from the ashes. You're much more effective than you think. You play an important role in this party. I hope you know. Hey.
That means a lot, thank you.
Come here.
He kind of like leans, like kind of falls forehead first into Malaphane's stomach. You guys make me feel stronger. You make me feel like I'm not alone.
That's what family does for each other, Momo. That's why we have to stay with each other. And I promise I'm not going away anytime soon. Or do I think the other two are, as
I didn't think Pam would, but he did.
Buddy. Davagath had his own calling. Fate led him down another path, and he chose it. It was hard for all of us to accept it. It was hard for me to accept it. And who knows? Maybe he'll be back one day. But for now, we have to do what we can to make him proud.
And take care of each other.
Absolutely. Now, that said, and Malifane stands up, if you still feel like you need another method of protecting the party, you said you wanted some practice with another tool of sorts, right?
He kind of like cocks an eyebrow and tilts his head. Yes, I did. Why?
Well, I certainly don't have any use for this old thing anymore, now do I? And Malifane reaches in, and he offers to Momo his old short bow.
You. He points to himself. For me?
In our off time.
He takes it.
It may take some time. Nothing happens overnight. But if you're willing to put in the effort, I'm more than willing to give you some pointers.
Thank you! And he like grabs him and hugs him super tight.
Oh. Okay. It's gonna be alright, Momo.
Everything's
We're
gonna
gonna
be fine.
I know it will be fine. You cute little phoenix.
Hey,
And then from the river, you hear, "Can you two keep it down? I'm trying to sleep," as Ari pokes her head above water.
Oh, right.
yes,
Sorry.
Oh,
Oh, God. It wasn't enough that the marrow keep trying to bother me. Now I have you two gushing over each other.
Alone, Ari. We're sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. We'll go elsewhere. Have a good night.
All right.
Cheers.
And as you
Come
walk,
on.
walk
Sit back.
away, Malifane, you understand Aquin, and she starts muttering to herself more about how awful the marrow are, how they're monsters and cultists and tainted and all that stuff. And you think, wait a second, that doesn't line up with Kailani. Huh. But you head out anyway and think, it's probably nothing. We'll ask about it later. Meanwhile, after you sit down to bed, I will say that since Malifane had the least amount of conversations this episode, you're the one who has this dream.
Oh boy.
All right. You find yourself in a forest. It's the air around you, everything around you is tinted black and white, looks old, looks pretty ancient. But you hear this monstrous din and look around and see flashes of a battle. This legion of hobgoblins charging against an army of elves and humans, blades clashing everywhere, arrows flying through the sky. But soon after that, you hear another equally monstrous sound. This gigantic, ear-piercing roar that rumbles and seems to shake the air and ground as it does. And you look around to see what it is, and you look up, and above you is the silhouette of this monstrous dragon that zooms over the battleground and sends a stream of fire down, covering everything in it. You are untouched, but everyone around you is just covered in flames, burning, broiling, melting, screaming away, falling into holes that have also been burned away by the fire. And as bodies continue to fall, roasting and smoldering and filling the air with smoke, you take one last look around and see a closer look at the dragon. It's this terrifying, monstrous thing, this great red dragon with, like, a big bony skull, crystal growths coming out of its skin, almost demonic-looking wings with eerie bone structures ending in tips like spears. And the image flickers, and you can see parts of that dragon disappear, its flesh and scales mostly, revealing bone underneath. And you remember where you've heard of this. You remember where you've heard this description. You remember where you've heard of the great dragon Dragotha. And that is where we're going to end our session.
Fear!
Oh my god.
Oh
my god.
It's the beef. Look, there he is. That's the bad guy. That's that.
I wasn't going to reveal Dragotha for a little bit, but this art is so damn good, I didn't want to keep it secret for too much longer. God.
Thank you for blessing me.
Uprising kicked ass with this particular one.
Yes.
Uprising always
Holy
kicks
shit.
ass.
This is damn impressive.
But Uprising, you knocked it out of the park. You really outdone yourself.
Every
Holy
time.
shit.
This is
All right, you kicked
incredible.
my ass.
Also, looks to chat, sexualize this bitch.
It's a dragon. They're all
It's a
sexy.
dragon.
Next question.
Damn it!
Sexy by default.
question.
Next question.
Wait,
Damn
I
it.
rolled to seduce Dragotha.
Go ahead.
Really? Okay.
Dragotha,
The Dragotha in my
seduces
dream?
you.
Okay, I'm gonna roll to seduce Dragotha.
I think, is that just a basic charisma check?
That's a charisma check.
Okay.
Seduce.
I got a natural 1.
As you do.
I don't seduce her, she seduces me!
She doesn't seduce you. She eats you. You're dead.
Alternatively,
It's fine, because I let it happen.
All right. I would say we'll see you next week, but I am on vacation next week, so there will be no Fallen Empires. I will be around for Cursed Throne on Thursday. Please watch Cursed Throne. But after that, I will be out pretty much all next week. We hope you behave yourselves, because if you don't, I will fucking find you. And enjoy this episode of Fallen Empires. Bye-bye!
Thanks for tuning in,
bye guys.